Hey everybody, it's Judy. You're here coming to you tutorial, and today I'm a 6-1. I'm going to show you how to make 5 cards from this one 6x6-inch piece of paper. So let's go ahead and swap out the cameras so you can see what I am talking about. I'm trying to have this. Sometimes it's hard to get this camera placed correctly, but I think we're good. There we go. So I cut up one 6x6 sheet of paper. We'll be using, this is the Lights of Aurora. It's 6x6, 15.2 by 15.2 if you're working in centimeters. And we're going to cut it up to create 5 cards. So we've got card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, and card 5. So we're going to go both portrait and landscape. And for these, I feature the Cutest Crew stamp set and dies. That's the set that I'm featuring in my April workshop. So if you want to sign up, the sign up is available right now. But we're going to use this one sheet of paper and get 5 cards out of this one sheet of paper. And all of the measurements for these cards and the cut map and the cutting instructions will be available in my inspiration library on my website, stampinwithcraftyclock.com. The inspiration library is currently in preview mode for my email subscribers. And starting on April 1st, it will become a member-only feature. So if you want to get in the inspiration library, make sure that you are on my email list so that when I open the membership, you can be among the first to subscribe. So we're just going to cut this in half. Okay, we're going to cut one sheet in half. Oops, that's my scoring blade. We're going to flip it around 90 degrees, and we're going to cut one of these strips in half again. Okay, and then we're going to cut one of these into 3 equal pieces. So I'm just going to cut these into 3 equal pieces. These will be the pieces that we'll use for card number 2. This one square is card number 1. These are card number 2. We're going to put this in. We're going to cut this at like 4 inches here. And we're going to cut this piece on the diagonal. Okay, and this will be cards 3 and 4. Okay, 3 and 4. And then we've got one last piece here. I can't even pick these up. We're going to cut this in half. And we're going to cut these 2 pieces in half. So we'll end up with 4 pieces, 4 equal-sized pieces that we will then use for our 5th card. Okay. So there we have those. All right, got those. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to work on card number 2. We're going to make that one together. So like I said, this was our first piece. That becomes card number 1. How easy is that, right? Those are easy. Now we're going to work on card number 2. So we had these 3 pieces. Now, if you want to keep the design aligned, you can on the back mark like left, center, right, and that will keep your design aligned. I think it goes this way maybe. See, I didn't mark them, so now I know. That's how it goes. So if you want to keep the design aligned, I can flip these over and I can mark them with a left, center, right. So when I go to mount them, I will know. Okay. Now I'm going to mount these on some Berry Burst cardstock. I'm going to use a little liquid glue. If this hopefully. Okay, this is my number. This is my left side. This does not want to come out. Let's see if this one will work. Hopefully. This one's working. So we've got this one coming out. I'm going to put these, and these pieces are just a little bit bigger than our DSP strips. Okay. I'm going to try to keep these just the way I had them lined up so I know it's left, center, right. It doesn't really matter. No one will really notice, but if you do want to sort of keep it in that order, you can. So that's just a little trick that I sometimes do to keep my DSP strips aligned when it's sort of a consecutive pattern or a contiguous pattern, I guess I should say. Okay, so now we're going to mount these. I usually kind of place the center strip on first without gluing it. I'm just going to kind of place that on to make sure it's where I want it. I'm going to come in here with my right one, and I'm going to come in here with my left one. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it at first and kind of make sure. And that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start gluing these down. And this is where I'm going to use my liquid glue again. Right? It gives us that little bit of extra time to make sure our pieces are where we want them. Then it doesn't matter if you go to the left next or the right next. That doesn't really matter. You might have noticed I had some designs on the back of my berry burst. It was left over. This was left over from another project, and one side was still good, so I just used it. Just because you might have a little bit of something on one side doesn't mean you can't use the other side. Okay, we've got that. I am going to go here, and I'm going to take some linen thread. Love linen thread. It just adds just a little bit of a something like a little masculine touch almost. Not that this could be a masculine card. Okay, and we're just going to come around here like 3 times. Ooh, good thing because I'm out of that spool of linen thread. And then I am just going to tie this in a knot. And this is where the reverse tweezers come in handy. If I can get them on there. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to bring this around. I'm just going to tie this in a knot. There we go. Okay, I will trim that up in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on my card front. I have like 4 bone folders, and do you think I can find one when I need one? No, I cannot. All right, let's go ahead and add this. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add this on dimensionals. Let's be fancy. Let's add this on some dimensionals. This is a pretty big piece, so I'm going to use kind of a lot of dimensionals because I want to make sure it doesn't sag in the middle. There's nothing worse than having one of your layers sag. So I'd rather err on the side of over dimensionals than having a saggy layer. All right, let's go now. Some people actually use their pick tool and can pull these off so easily. I don't usually have such luck doing that. See, they're not really coming off. That one just doesn't want to come off. There we go. I think they're all off now. They're all sitting right there. Let's go ahead and add this to our card front. All right, let's trim up our linen thread. Let's make those little tails not quite so long. Okay, could have been a little tighter here. It's a little loose, but we'll get that down. All right, then I've got a scrap of our basic white. I'm going to stamp, that is sticking to my nails. I'm going to stamp "Have the Best Day." And again, these are from the Cutest Crew stamp set. I'm using Berry Burst. I love Berry Burst. Kind of put it close to the edge. And then I am going to just cut it here. And I'm going to flag the ends. Let me close this up because you know me, I tend to make a mess. All right, I'm going to trim that down just a little bit more. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to cut kind of into the center. And then I'm going to cut from the edge up to where I snipped it and from the edge up to where I snipped it. So there you can have a little bit of a flag. Now I'm going to add this. I think I want to add this right above. And I'm going to have it even with our berry burst layer. So I'm going, do I want to put it above or do I want to put it right on? I think I kind of want to put it right on. So I'm going to use some mini dimensionals so that they can go above and below the linen thread, because that will work, I think. Oh, you know what? It helps if you actually get the dimensional and not just the cover. That will work better with the dimensional. Okay. Take off these little covers. These covers go everywhere. Everywhere. I find them literally everywhere in my house. Okay. I want to kind of make sure that end is even with my layer. Have the best day. Now I want this to be a birthday card. So I'm going to be a little bit brave because I've got our thick basic white, and I am going to stamp happy birthday. Remember, straight down, straight up, don't rock it. Not the best, but now I'm going to stamp some butterflies right around it. And there, that is card number 2 from our 6x6 one sheet wonder. There's the first one I made. There's the second one. So that was card number 2. Let's take a look again. This was card number 1. Okay, and with our second piece, we can just do that. That would be card number 1. We have card number 2. Card number 3 and 4 were that piece that we cut on the diagonal. So again, it doesn't matter. You could have them go either way. You could have them both go, excuse me, this way. You can have them both go, this way, or you could, reverse them and make number 3 go there. It doesn't really matter. But these are cards 3 and 4, that one piece we cut on the diagonal. And then card number 5, we just cut these pieces. And all I did was use the front and the back on them because I didn't want to have the whole front. You can use the whole front if that is what you would like. I kind of liked having them flipped around. So I had the front and the back on this one. And then I just did some simple stamping on the front of that. Can you see those birds? And then I die cut these birds. Such a fun little set. The Cutest crew. It's so fun. You've got the birds, the dogs, the cats, the butterflies, some flowers. So it's a great little set. And like I said, that is my April workshop. And this is the 6x6 one sheet wonder, 5 cards. Here's a little bonus tip. If you have a 12x12 sheet of paper and you cut it into 4 6x6 squares, you'll get 20 cards from that one sheet of 12x12 paper. That's it for me. I will leave the link below so that you can sign up for my inspiration library and get on the list so that when registration opens, you can be among the first to get the founding member price. Founding members will get a special monthly price of just $5. So you might want to sign up as soon as the subscription opens. That's it for me, everybody. Have a great evening. I will see you next week. Bye.